Hey y'all, this is Stephanie. Welcome to Basics with Bammaw. um, the last video I recorded, it showed up on uh, a pinch of sweet, my new channel name, and for some reason it would not post on Basics with Bammaw, and I still can't figure it out. But I'm hoping that this one will post on Basics with Bammaw. So today we're going to be talking about hosting tips. But I have a few things I want to say first. One, I want to thank y'all for coming to Basics with Bammaw. One of the things you're going to notice is that I'm going to be more me. I've been noticing that I haven't been me. Um, I've been minding my P's and Q's and stuff like that, and just not being me. Sometimes I can be funny, sometimes I can be silly, sometimes I can just be off the wall. and Because YouTube has all these rules and regulations, and I don't want to mess it up. But I'm keeping myself from being me, in fear of not getting monetized, or in fear of losing subscribers and stuff. So I'm going to go back to, if I'm not your cup of tea, I'm not your cup of tea, and that's okay. Um, so I'm going to go back to myself. I'm going to be me. So you're going to see a whole new different me, a whole different side. So now, one of the things I also wanted to talk about, one of the things I want to talk about is hosting tips for parties and holidays and stuff like that. A few of you who are like really close friends with me have seen pictures of birthday parties that I've done for my grandkids. And everybody's like, I don't know how you do it. You know, I was a mom. I homeschooled my kids. My life was, it was a whirlwind. It really was. My life, I had a husband who was a type 1 diabetic, wasn't taking care of himself, ended up in a nursing home. My grandmother was in a nursing home. My mom had just had hip surgery. She was in a nursing home. Because she had to get physical therapy. She managed to get into the same nursing home that my grandmother was in, to get her physical therapy, which my grandmother and my mom loved that because they were able to share a room together, which was nice. And so I was running back and forth for 2 different nursing homes, homeschooling my son, homeschooling my daughter, taking care of the house that my husband and I were living in, paying the bills, homeschooling them, running back and forth to nursing homes, washing clothes, taking care of my house, taking care of the bills at my mom and my grandmother's house. I mean, I was busy. And that's one of the things I like to be busy. I like to feel needed. You take that away from me and you'll probably kill me. You take that away from me and I don't know. I don't know what I would do if I had to sit still for more than 5 minutes. I have no idea what I would do. But I don't know. It's just, I like to be needed. And I know a lot of people are like that and like to be needed. And I was, picking up their laundry, and if there was certain foods or something that was being made that they didn't like, whatever I made for dinner, I made sure that after we were done eating and I got everything all cleaned up and everything like that, because I ate before they did. I knew exactly what time their dinner time was. So I made sure that I dropped a plate off for my husband, and then I dropped plates off for my mom and my grandmother. So, it wasn't... I don't know how else to explain it. I just like to be needed. So, and another thing, I've been trying to get a post office box, and it is literally impossible. They got the prices on post office boxes; they are so high. I can't afford that. I can't afford $100 a month. I just can't. When you're on a limited income, it's not going to happen. It's just not. So, if you guys want to send birthday cards or anything like that, you'll have to let me know, and I'll figure out a way of having it sent somewhere where I can go and pick them up. If you want to send gifts or anything like that, I will figure it out and I will put it in the notes because it's just it. I can't afford it. I just can't. So, all right. So that at least that's right now I can't. Um, but that situation will be clearing up here within the next, hopefully, 6 months. But I don't know. I have no idea. All it is a wait and see. So now for the hosting tips, we're going to get into this because um, now one of the things you want to do is when you're having a birthday party. Now this is what I do. This is what I do. When I'm having a birthday party, the first thing I do is I clean off my porch and my entryway into my home. Because that's the first thing they're going to see when they come into your home. Is they're going to see the front porch and they're going to see when they walk through the front door. And whatever your theme is going to be, you want it on your front porch because that's the theme that's going to be throughout your, not throughout your home, but in the area of the home where the party's going to be. Now, for Izzy and May's birthday, May loved The Little Mermaid, and Isabella loved Beauty and the Beast. So, our theme was Disney princesses. Sorry, I got something in my eye. I'll be right back. Okay. Hopefully, it'll leave me alone. Okay. So, you want to have whatever theme out on your front porch, but you want to make sure that your front porch is clean and clear of any debris, windows, window seals, everything all clean, and everything, your doors, doorknob, all of that, you want it all clean. The areas that people are going to be coming in. You want to make sure that it's going to represent, the theme represents what you just, this is what I'm talking about. This is me. Scatterbrained. You just want to make sure that whatever your theme is going to be is represented throughout your home. Or the area of the home that you're going to be having it in. If you have like a family room and that's going to be the designated room that's right off the kitchen or dining room or whatever. Or if it's going to be your dining room or your living room. It doesn't matter as long as that theme is wherever you're going to be. Also, too, make sure your house is clean and everything is in order. And what I mean is make sure your garbage is empty. All garbage, bathrooms, your kitchen, because the last thing you want to do is be emptying garbage cans in the middle of the party instead of being present. Make sure your bathrooms are clean, fresh towels, hand towels, soap dispensers are refilled, and toilet paper. The last thing you want to be doing is going to the bathroom and running out of toilet paper and figuring out how you going just make sure your toilet paper's make sure you have plenty of toilet paper, and that it is, if you should run out, you should have like a little wicker basket or something on the back of your commode, especially if there is no like little place to put toilet paper beside your commode. So you want to make sure that it's somewhere where the people who are at your party can replace it if need be. But make sure that all of that is done and that your bathrooms are clean. If you have a shower and you have a shower curtain, close your shower curtain. But make sure your shower is clean because people are nebby. I'm sorry. People are nebby. They are going to go into your cupboards. They're going to look and see what type of medications you were on and all that kind of stuff. I have seen it happen. People will go through your stuff to see what you're on, what you're doing, all that kind of stuff. People are nebby. Also, make sure your dishwasher is empty. Clean up all your dishes and everything like that. Make sure they're dried, put away. Make sure your sink is empty, so that way it makes when it comes time to clean up, it'll make it easier to do. Hold on a second. I have extreme dry mouth. That's the diabetes. So hold on. All right. Now, the next thing you want to do is clean up for parties. If you have anybody like a friend or anyone who can, because sometimes people will offer to help you clean up the mess after the party is over. Now, I haven't had that happen. Don't nobody offer. Not even my own kids. Just saying. So, I usually do up all the cleaning, but if anybody ever offers, don't say no, because you went through. It took me to do Izzy and May's party. It took me 2 days to get their party done from start to finish. That was ordering balloons and all of that stuff. The stuff that I had ordered from Temu. Getting the table set up, making candied apples, which I found out is very easy to do, but very painful. I I spilled hot sugar on me. That was horrid. My finger burned for 3 days. It hurt so bad. And I was doing good. I hadn't burned myself nothing, and I got down to the last apple. And that's when I spilled the sugar, and I'm like, are you kidding me? So, be very careful with hot sugar. Because it was very easy to do. Very easy to do. And I don't know if I showed you guys how to do that or not. But if I didn't, I'm going to show you how to make candied apples. Because my grandson wants a Fortnite party. Is what he asked for. So I'm going to figure out. And he wants candied apples. And he also wants candied popcorn. So I'll do both of those, and I will show you how to do those. But you have to go to A Pinch of Sweet for that. That is my my channel for diabetic cooking and stuff like that. But me and Mike are the only ones that are diabetic in the house, so I don't cook diabetic all the time. So that's why I switched the name to A Pinch of Sweet. Because I cook that way for me and Michael, but I don't cook that way for everybody in the house. I do limit the kids' sugar intake and their salt intake because, like I said, diabetes and high blood pressure run on both sides of the family. My mom and my dad's side, and my daughter's dad's side also. So I try to keep, things under control and stuff like that. So, now the next thing we want to do is we want to make sure all the bedrooms are clean. The kids' bedrooms and stuff, and kids know how to clean their room. They know how to clean their room, but they also know how to throw things in the closet and up underneath their bed and then hide it with blankets. I found that out with my grandkids, and I was like, no. You know how grandma likes things done. So, I mean, they have, a toy chest that their stuff goes in. They know that their jackets and their coats and stuff go in their closet. They know all of that stuff. But when they're in a hurry, and I'm like, why are you in a hurry? We've got 2 days. Get it together, but do it right. And if they get overwhelmed, then that's when I step in and help. I do that with everybody, including my daughter, because my daughter's room, it's just hey, I don't know. I just shut the door. I just shut the door. I'm afraid if one of my kids go in there, they're gonna get lost. Never see him again. No, I'm just kidding. Her room's not that bad, but sometimes it can get that bad because she will clean her room and the kids will go in and destroy any and everything she's done. It'll look like she never even touched the room. You can see the floor, and in 20 minutes you can't see nothing. Because the kids go in with their toys and they leave them. But see, they don't do that in my room because Grandma don't put up with it. Those are your toys. Where do they belong? I don't mind you coming in and playing in my room, but you're not going to leave them in my room when you have your own room. If you're finished with said toy, you're going to take it back to your room and you're going to put it away. And then you can pull out another toy and play with it. So, but make sure all the bedrooms are clean. All the doors are doors and light switches are wiped. Handles and everything, because you know how kids sometimes after they're done eating, they don't wipe their hands or anything like that. I get do Izzy, Maymay, and Alex. I wipe their hands and face because these kids, I have never just spaghetti. I have never. I think Izzy and Maymay try to push it through their face instead of eating it. These kids love spaghetti. And they just Carly was, when she was little, she was that way. She would get, I would have to strip her down to just her pull up or diaper. Well, when I first started giving it to her, it was, she was in a diaper, and then when I started potty training, she was in a pull up, but neither here nor there, you get what I mean. I had to strip her down, and then she would have to get a bath after that. And I would take her into the bathroom, and I'd find it in her pull-up or her diaper. I'm like, what are you doing with spaghetti in your diaper or your pull-up? Are you saving it for later? Uh-huh. What do you mean, uh-huh? No, we don't do that. That's nasty. So, oh, my Lord. And then, she's going to kill me for telling you this, but it's just too funny. When my daughter was a baby, I put her in the bed with a bottle, and I went back in about 10 minutes later to check on her to see if she had fallen asleep. Oh, she was asleep, but her feet was up in the air. She had them wrapped around her bottle. Her bottle was still in her mouth. Her hands was down to her side, and she just. I'm like, how you do that? And she was out cold. And whenever she would get thirsty, she would just. I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh, I wish I'd have had a camera because it was just too precious. I've never seen anything so. It was just. It was too cute. It was too cute. But I'm like, okay. But, okay. We're getting off subject here. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to have a designated room for coats and handbags or pocketbooks or, pocketbooks was back when my grandmother was, she always called it a pocketbook. The first time I ever went grocery shopping with my grandmother, she had asked for a paper poke. And I'm like, what is a paper poke? I said, if you do this, this is poking somebody. What is a paper poke? And then I found out that it was actually a paper bag. And I was like, huh. I never knew that. But when we go grocery shopping, we call what they call a shopping cart. I called it a buggy. That's just the way it was. It was a buggy for me. It wasn't a shopping cart at all. But my grandkids, they call it a shopping cart. My daughter calls it a buggy. I call it a buggy, but that's the way I grew up. I grew up calling it a buggy. Because that's what my mom called it. That's what my grandmother called it. But you want to have a designated room for handbags. So, you could use one of the kids' rooms, or, but that room is specifically for coats and handbags, especially if you don't have, what do they call them? Or they're called tree stands or whatever, that you can hang your coats and pocketbooks and stuff like that on. But most people nowadays normally keep their purse with them. Nowadays they do that, or if they have like a little bejeweled little handbag or something like that. If it's small enough, they'll keep it with them. During the winter time and stuff like that, when the weather starts changing and it's getting colder, more heavier coats are going to be coming out and stuff. So most people normally designate a child's room, or it could go in the mom and dad's room, and that bedroom door will stay shut. And you will designate one of the kids to take the coats and handbag and put it in one of your kids, or you could have your husband do it, or yourself could do it. Take them to the bedroom, put them in the room, and shut the door. And then when they're ready to go, they're your friends. You know what pocketbook is theirs, and what coat and jacket and stuff for the men and all that are. So you would know what belongs to whom. But you want to designate someone to go get those, to take them to them, or to put them in the room when the party begins. Another thing you want to do is you want to make sure you have plenty of seating for your guests. But the main thing you really want to do is you want to make sure you have plenty of seating for the elderly guests, especially if you're going to have any people that cannot stand for long periods of time, or if anybody is handicapped and needs access to seating. You know what I mean? So you want to be prepared for that. But you don't want to have too many chairs, because a lot of people are going to want to stand anyway. But you want to have a few chairs here and there, because what you don't want is for everybody to be sitting down, because then your party's going to become stagnant, and then after a while everybody's going to get bored and they're going to want to leave. So you want to make sure that you have some seating, but not too much seating. So another thing you want to do the other thing you want to do is you want to have someone create a music playlist for you. So if you're going to if you're doing a theme, now for the girls' birthday, I did Disney theme, and I did everything from The Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast, and then I did some other Disney music also, but there was other music that was also played too. Keep the music where there is a lot of cussing and swearing, especially with little kids around. That's a no. That's a no. For etiquette purposes and everything like that, no. For elderly people, especially who are church-going Christians, no. But if it's a children themed party, let's try not to have any cussing at all in any of the music. Another thing you might want to do with the little kids is do a little dance party. Have the kids team up against one another. That would be fun. Um, all right, and you want to have separate tables. Now, I had a table for snacks, or for the main course, and then I had a table for the fruits and veggies. I did fruit dip and a veggie dip. We did finger sandwiches. We did ham salad. We did chicken salad, and we did egg salad. Um, the egg salad did not go very well at all at the party, so that I will not do again. Sometimes you just kind of have to feel your way around, and I wanted to do something that would be quick and easy, but a lot of people do not like. There are some people who, I mean, they like egg salad, but then again, they don't. And not a lot of the egg salad went. I ended up with a lot of egg salad, so and it ended up going to waste, and those eggs could have been put to better use. So, you want to have a food table, a snack table, um, well, not a snack, but your veggies and fruit table, and then you want to have a table for gifts. Um, Now, if you're having an adult party, maybe what you might want to do is you want to turn one of those tables into a bar, unless you actually have a bar. And then what you want to do is you want to, for an adult party, you want to have 3 drinks. And those are the only 3 drinks that are going to be served at that party. Um, and you can choose what drinks you want, but those are the drinks that are going to be at that party. Once the drinks are done, once you are out of alcohol, or if you're having a non-alcoholic party, once you are out, party done. You understand? Um, I mean, they can, if they want to sit around and talk and gab and all that kind of stuff, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing at all. But um, you don't want your party to get to the point where people are starting to overstay their welcome. The party is from such and such a time to such and such a time. After that, you can stay for 1 more hour. That's where we're going to sit around and we're going to talk and gab and everything like that. If it goes over that, then uh, maybe ask them to help you clean up. You want to see how fast that party empties? Ask them to help you clean up. You want to stick around? Help me clean. So, um, one of the things you want to do is you want to for the food tables. Now, for an adult, um, like for, let's say you want to do a Friendsgiving, you want to have 2 meats at your table. You want to have your turkey or your ham, or you could do turkey and ham, 2 meats, or you could do a prime rib. A lot of people do prime rib. For not Thanksgiving, but for Christmas they do prime rib. Um, but sometimes you want to have, especially if you're doing like a Friendsgiving, you want to have 2 different types of meats. And you also, what you want to do is people who are coming to the party, you want to designate people to bring things to the party, so that way you're not being overwhelmed. You want somebody to bring, you need to know how many people are going to be at your party, so you know exactly how much food you're going to need. Okay? Same with your alcoholic drinks. One of the things you also want to be careful of is you do not ask your guests to pitch in towards alcoholic drinks. Do not. There is some type of a law that if you ask them to help you purchase the alcohol for the party, and then they drink, and then they get into a vehicle, and then they cause an accident, and they hurt somebody, and they say, well, we were at such and such a party, and we had alcohol, and we pitched in towards that alcohol. You are liable for them going out and getting into a vehicle and uh, causing an accident and hurting somebody or possibly taking somebody's life. You are now liable for that. So if you pay for the alcohol, these are grown people who know the difference. They know when to stop. If they don't stop, you can cut them off. You're done. You know what I mean? No more alcohol for you. But if they get into a vehicle and they cause an accident, now you are not liable because you paid for the alcohol yourself. So, every state is different, so you need to know your law as far as, you know, if someone comes to your home and if they pitched in towards alcohol or anything like that, would you be liable if they should get into a vehicle and cause an accident? Would you be liable for it? Some states, yes. So, like I said, check into that. Also, you can prepare your meals ahead of time. So that's what I do. I do a lot of, when I do the kids' birthday parties and stuff, a lot of that stuff is prepared ahead of time. Some of the stuff I can freeze. Now, the potato salad, or not the potato salad, the ham salad and the egg salad and the chicken salad could not be prepared ahead of time. But the crescent rolls that I purchased from Sam's Club, because that's what we put we put everything was on crescent rolls because we were trying to make it as fancy as possible, you know, princess party with the little teacups and all that kind of stuff. It was cute. Maymay's party, I had little fish bowls, and one of them had little gummy worms in it, and it said bait. The other ones had goldfish crackers in it, and it said on the fish bowl it said guppies. And the other fish bowl had forks in it, and it said dingle hoppers. And it was really cute. It was really cute. But the kids, they had a blast. So, the other thing you also want to do is anything that needs to be marinated. You can put that stuff do that stuff ahead of time and put it in the freezer. And then that way, if you're going to grill outside, it's already prepared. All you got to do is sit it out a couple days before, let it thaw in the fridge, put it on the grill, you're good to go. You need to have your drinks together. Make sure you have plenty of ice. Make sure you have napkins. Because I had all this stuff together and no napkins. I'm like, how in the world? I had to have somebody run over and grab me some napkins. And I am extremely prepared. And for me not to have napkins, that caught me off guard because I had everything perfect. That was the only one thing I forgot. Like breads and rolls and muffins and stuff, those are all freezable. So, like for kids' parties and stuff like that, if you're going to do cupcakes, you want to make your cupcakes and then put them in the freezer until the party comes. They're good in the freezer for up to, I think, 2 to 3 months before they start to taste or get close to tasting like freezer burnt. And then you can make your icing that morning of the party. And then just pipe them on, and you're good to go. Everything else is already done, and in your fridge and stuff like that. So, but breads and rolls and biscuits and stuff, you can make those months ahead of time and put those in the freezer. And then come time for the party, you're good to go. And the other thing you want to do is you want to make it easy. For kids' parties, I like to do finger foods. I don't want to do anything where it's going to be too messy and you're going to be doing a lot of cleaning up. The girls' party, I had everything set up in an hour and everything taken down in an hour. Everything was washed, dried, put away, everything. The only thing we had to do was we had to go through the girls' presents and separate them so that way they could put them in their designated toy boxes. Make sure you have plenty of drinks and plenty of ice, which we talked about. And then if you have a bar, you want to make sure it's stocked. Also, at any party, you want to make sure that there is plenty of coffee and tea. Especially if someone at your party is too inebriated. One of the things you also might want to do is you might want to have like Uber or Lyft or somebody like that on standby, especially if you know that there is going to be, if you have someone at your party that you know is, how can I say this nicely? There is no way to say it nicely. We have some people who like to really put it away. I mean, they just one after another after another after another. Those types of people I try to keep from my parties because if there's going to be kids around and stuff like that, they don't need to be seeing that, and I'm not going to have it in my home. I'm just not. If you can't control your alcohol consumption, then you can't be here. Especially when there's kids around, and kids are very impressionable. And they know what they like and what they don't like. So, and I also know what I like and what I don't like. And there are some things that I will not tolerate, and that's one of them. You want to make sure that everything is ready at least an hour before your guests show up. Because you're going to have guests that are going to show up at least in half an hour before the party's actually supposed to begin. And when they come, you put them to work. You want to show up a half an hour early? Love you. Well, I need some help. Come on. So, and usually people who show up a half an hour early are willing to help. They are always willing to help. They always say, is there anything that you need done? Do you need me to cut up some fruit? Do you need me to do this? Do you need me to do that? Yes. Because it's going to make things a lot easier on you, and you're going to get things done a lot quicker. Okay, and when hosting a party, you want to choose, like I said, you want to choose your theme, the date of your party. You need to know how many people are coming, so you know exactly how much food you're going to be making and what you need to prepare. Also, if you're going to do cupcakes, you need to know. I try to do 2 cupcakes per person. If you're going to do a sheet cake, it's usually one piece of cake per person. And if there's enough for someone who wants a second piece, then by all means, go ahead. When you're getting ready to meal plan your party, what you're going to do is you're going to shop your pantries. You're going to shop your pantries, and you're going to shop your freezers and your refrigerators, and check your spices and stuff like that. So that way when you make your grocery list, you know exactly what you have. Now let's say you want to make for Thanksgiving, you want to make a pineapple upside down cake. Okay, you have the cake mix, but you don't have any pineapples and you don't have any cherries, and you're down to the last little bit of your brown sugar. So now you're going to put on your list, because you've shopped your pantries and you have none in your pantries, and you've shopped your spices and everything like that to check and see if you have any in your baking pantry also, and you have nothing. So now you're going to put cherries, pineapple, and brown sugar on your list. You also want to make sure that you have butter, because around holiday times and birthdays and stuff like that, you can go through some butter. Um, but like I said, you want to go through your pantries, your fridge and your freezer, see what you already have, make your grocery list for what you need to prepare. Um, to prepare your said meals. Um, Now um, for like birthday parties and stuff like that, I try to do goodie bags too. So the goodie bags for the girls is May's candied apples were purple, and I made hers. Hers tasted like blueberries, and Isabella's was yellow, and hers tasted like mangoes. Um, there is a little vial of oil that you can use to put in your candy to flavor it when you're making your candied apples. But I will show you how to do that on a pinch of sweet. Um, Now you want to make sure that if you're doing whatever you decide to do, you want to have your appetizers, you want to have your salads or finger sandwiches, you want to have your main meal. Well, for the main meal for the kids is we do, like I said, we do finger sandwiches. But if you're doing like Thanksgiving or Christmas or Easter, you want to do appetizers, salads, main meals, sides, dessert, a charcuterie board, and a fruit and veggie tray. You want to do all those. That way, that covers all your bases, and then you want to have your dessert tray too. So that would be cookies and all that kind of stuff for Christmas and Thanksgiving and stuff. So, and you also want to make sure that you have plenty of coffee and tea. At Thanksgiving and Christmas, I try not to serve alcohol at all, because I do have some family members that we do not really associate with, um, that are that like to drink. So we try to keep them away from us, because I don't want to have to I don't want to have to I don't know how to really nicely put this. I don't want to have to put somebody in their place in my own home. I shouldn't have to do that. You know what I mean? So, trying to get someone to realize, hey, you're drinking way too much. We're going to cut you off. So there's that. So you want to make sure you have, if you're going to serve drinks, make sure your bar is fully stocked. If you're going to serve drinks, you're going to serve 3 drinks only. 3. You choose what 3 drinks you're going to make, and make sure that your bar is fully stocked for those 3 drinks only. You have plenty of ice and everything like that. You also have plenty of the little plastic cups or whatever. I'm not a drinker, so I don't know. But the little plastic cup thingies, I don't know. But you want to make sure you have plenty of that. You want to make sure you have plenty of ice. You also want to make sure you have coffee and tea. Wow, milk. Okay. If I do have anything, I like sangria, but I'm usually good with maybe a half of a one of those little plastic cup thingies. I'll have a little half a cup of that with my meal. If my meal is gone before my drink is, oh well, drink's done. I'm good. Can I have some water or some coffee or something like that? Uh, so that is what we were. That was what I wanted to talk to you about. These are hosting tips, things that you need to do for your home. Make sure your home is clean. Make sure your bathrooms are clean. Make sure you have your soap dispensers filled. Your toilet paper. You have a new roll on the toilet paper. You don't want to have anybody trying to pay play beat the clock in the thicket. So you want to make sure that there's plenty of toilet paper, but you also want to make sure that when they go into the bathroom that there's stuff for them to wash their hands and all of that. So that's pretty much about it about the hosting tips. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Some of the things that I talked about that I'm going to be making and things like that, you need to go over to a Pinch of Sweet. Make sure you hit like and subscribe there also. And this is Stephanie with Basics with Bammaw, and I will see you guys later.